Come along, Jasper. Come along. Keep that coat round you, dear.
It isn't raining now, Maxim, must I?
Certainly. Can't be too careful with children.
Oh, it's glorious here. I love every foot of it, Maxim.
Jasper, here. Not that way. Jasper, come back.
He went down those steps by the cliff. Where does that lead to?
It leads to a little cove where we used to keep a boat.
Let's go down.
No, they're perfectly dull and interesting stretch of sand, just like any other.
Oh, please, Maxim.
Some other time, darling, not today.
Listen. Is that Jasper? There must be something wrong. Have you read it?
He's all right. Leave him alone, dear.
I think I'd better go.
No, come back. Don't bother about him, I tell you. He can't come to any harm. He'll find his own way back.
Jasper? Oh, there you are. What do you want in that cottage, Jasper? Come on home. Come on, Jasper.
He comes here looking for her.
Oh, I didn't know there was anybody.
I know that dog. He comes from the house. He ain't yours.
No, he's Mr. De Winter's dog.
I know that dog. He comes down looking for her.
Whose cottage is it?
Mrs. De Winter.
Oh. Come here, Jasper.
You won't tell anyone you saw me in here, will you?
Don't you belong on the estate?
Yes, but I wasn't doing nothing. I was just putting my shells away. She's gone in the sea, ain't she? She'll never come back no more.
No, she'll never come back. Come on, Jasper. Come on, boy. Maxim, here I am. Wait. Oh, Maxim, I'm sorry I was such a time.
You knew I didn't want you to go there, but you deliberately went.
Oh, why not? There was only a cottage down there and a strange man.
Well, don't go there again, do you hear?
Oh, why not?
Because I hate the place. And if you had my memories, you wouldn't go there or talk about it or even think about it.
What's the matter? Oh, I'm sorry. Maxim.
We should have stayed away. We should never have come back to Mandalay. What a fool I was.
Oh, I've made you unhappy. Somehow I've hurt you. I can't bear to see you like this because I love you so much.
Do you? Do you? I've made you cry. Forgive me. I sometimes seem to fly off the handle for no reason at all, don't I? Come, we'll go home and have some tea and forget all about it.
Yes, let's forget all about it.
Act 2 of Rebecca, starring Laurence Olivier as Maxim and Vivien Leigh as Mrs. De Winter.
The weather was wet and cold for almost a week, and we didn't go down to the beach again. But I couldn't forget the dark, lost look in Maxim's eyes when we came up the path through the woods. It was my fault. I'd gone down to that cottage. I seemed to have opened up a road into the past, and now, because of it, there was a barrier between us. I began to dread any mention of the sea. Until one morning in the library, I was alone with Frank Corley.
Oh, but you're not disturbing me, Mrs. De Winter? Please, if there's something I can explain about the estate.
Well, I was down at the cottage on the beach the other day, Mr. Crawley. The place seems to be going to rack and ruin. Are those all Rebecca's things down there?
Yes, they are.
What did she use the cottage for?
The boat used to be moored near there.
The boat? Oh, was that the boat that she was sailing in when she was drowned?
Yes, it capsized and sank and she was washed overboard.
Where did they find her?
Near Edgecombe, about 40 miles up channel. About 2 months afterwards. Maxim went up to identify her. It was horrible for him.
Yes, it must have been. Mr. Crawley, please don't think me morbidly curious, but would you answer just one more question?
If it's something I'm able to answer.
Tell me, what was Rebecca really like?
I suppose she was the most beautiful creature I ever saw. Maxim had to go off to London at the end of June, some business at the estate.
Frank Crawley had gone along with him, and I was alone at Mandalay. I was surprised one evening to hear voices coming from the west wing, from the room that had been Rebecca's. I recognized one as Mrs. Danvers. The other was a man's voice, a stranger.
I really don't think it was wise for you to come here, Mr. Jack.
No, nonsense. It's been just like coming back home. I must say I feel a little like the poor relations sneaking around through back doors. Well, toodaloo, Danny.
Goodbye, Mr. Jack. And please be careful.
I will, don't worry. Oh, hello.
Good evening.
Oh, Danny, all your precautions were in vain. The mistress of the house was hiding behind the door.
Oh, I wasn't really. I heard voices.
What about presenting me to the bride, Danny?
This is Mr. Favell, madam.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Won't you have some tea or something?
Now, isn't that a charming invitation? I've been asked to stay to tea, Danny.
It's rather late.
Oh, well, perhaps you're right. And we mustn't lead the bride astray, must we? Goodbye. Oh, and I know what was wrong with our introduction. Danny didn't tell you, did she? I'm Rebecca's favorite cousin. Toodaloo.
The man went quickly down the stairs, and Mrs. Danvers went after him. I had a terrifying impulse to see what lay behind the door in front of me. The door of Rebecca's room. I pushed it open slowly. I could hear the sea plainly through the window. I had expected to see the furniture swathed in dust sheets, but nothing was covered up. There were flowers on the dressing table, a satin dressing gown on the chair, and beneath a pair of bedroom slippers. And then, suddenly, the door closed behind me.
Do you wish anything, madam?
No, I just...
You've always wanted to see this room, haven't you? Why did you never ask me to show it to you? It's a lovely room, isn't it? The most beautiful room you've ever seen. Everything is kept just as Mrs. De Winter liked it. Nothing has been altered since that last night. This is where I keep her clothes. You would like to see them, wouldn't you? Feel this wrap. It was a Christmas present from Mr. De Winter. He was always giving her expensive gifts the whole year round. You wouldn't think she'd been gone so long, would you? Sometimes when I walk along the corridor, I fancy I hear her just behind me. That quick, light step. I couldn't mistake it anywhere. It's not only in this room, it's in all the rooms in the house. I can almost hear it now. Do you believe the dead come back and watch the living?
No, I don't believe it.
Sometimes I wonder if she doesn't come back here to Mandalay and watch you and Mr. De Winter together. You look tired. Why don't you stay here a while and rest? Listen to the sea. It's so soothing.
No.
Listen to it. Listen to the sea.
I won't listen. I won't.